Hello and welcome in. Mark here, aka the Markster. This is video number 65 in the FreeCAD series. This video is to help out a user on the FreeCAD forum. I'm going to show him how to wrap this shape string around this bottle. Here's a Coke bottle that he's made. So this is in part to help that user and also in part to sort of update video number 50. You might remember if you watched it in video number 50, I showed how to use a macro to do the same thing, to import an SVG image. That macro is no longer functioning due to some recent improvements that have been made to the curves workbench. So let me show you which version of FreeCAD I'm using. 0.19, revision number 20477. This is now about 10 days old, this build here. And I'm on Windows 10. So I'll put a link in the description to the forum topic. Now, you're going to need the Curves Workbench installed. So go to Tools menu, Add-on Manager. In the Workbenches tab, look for the Curves Workbench and install that. You will need to restart FreeCAD. So you might want to pause the video, go ahead and get that installed. Alright, now I'm going to select the body. Well, first let's go ahead and go to draft. So I don't have this font here installed, so I want to go ahead and convert this to a sketch. So I've converted the shape string to a sketch. I'm going to hide the shape string. This is a non-parametric operation, so we could even delete the shape string and it wouldn't matter. If we look at our dependency graph, you see sketch is not connected to shape string. Alright, now I want to check this body object for errors because I know it has an error because I found that out already. So we see it's got some self-intersections, and if you click on it, shows you where those errors are. So let's open up this revolution sketch. And if we look down at the bottom, you can see where it's self-intersecting. This needs to have some distance there. Alright, let's try that. changes. I'm going to delete this constraint. Alright. So now we've got no self-intersections. And I need to go back now and convert that to a sketch again. Alright, let's go to Part and create a cylinder. This needs to be 9.5. We'll set the height at 14. Now we'll go to curves. Open up the sketch. Now let's put around it a construction mode. Rectangle. This frames the object for the sketch on surface tool. Select the sketch. Let me hide this body. Select the face and the sketch and choose the map a sketch on surface tool. Failed to get face support of the sketch. So let's select the sketch 001. Select the face as a reference. Deactivate. Clear these errors. So we have our sketch mapped to the face of the cylinder, and it has been a solid has been created. And if we show the body again, so there are a few things. Some of these letters have the face as a field, which we don't want. So what I'm going to do is go to Part, select the Sketch on Surface Object, and choose Explode Compound. So what this does is allows us to get at these individual pieces. So I'm going to select that piece, and cut that one out. And then this piece, cut that one out. So I'm holding out Control to get a multiple selection. This is in Blender navigation mode. If you're using a different navigation mode, it might be a different method for you. I'm in Blender, so I select one object and then with the Control key press, select the other and do the Boolean cut. Now I want to select them all and fuse them together. So my fusion object, I'm going to set refine to true. And it should hide some of these superfluous edges. Alright. Now if you want this to be a little thinner, the sketch on surface object has thickness property. Set that to 0.5. It's going to take a little while to do all this recomputing. There are a lot of cuts in there and what have you. You could also adjust the radius of that cylinder, and there's an offset property as well. So that was too thin there. Let's try 0.85. The offset property will offset that sketch on surface object. So if I set that, for example, to 1, the object would be outside. It would not be directly on the face of the cylinder. It would be like a millimeter outside of it. Unfortunately, negative numbers do not work, but you can easily adjust the radius of the cylinder to adjust that if you want it a little bit smaller, and the thickness. There's a really nice tool that Chris G has provided in that curves workbench. So now we can select the body, select the fusion, and fuse these together. And then we'll check the geometry on that. It looks like it failed. Let me undo that. No errors there. No errors with the body. I don't know what the problem is. Let's try refine false here. Well, let's put this back to 1. Sometimes it takes patience. Let's try this again. All right. Now we might be able to refine afterwards. These edges really don't matter. If you were going to print this out, they would not show up. The extra edges there. Alright. So that's going to be it for this video. Do one more check geometry on there and make sure. Yeah, no errors. One thing I failed to mention in video number 50, although I did put it as a comment, is that you needed to have the curves workbench installed to use that macro. Well, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.